welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Susanna and I have a really fun video for us today, a little organizational video. So I live in an apartment and I have a very small pantry area. It's basically 2 cabinets. And so I've always had a lot of trouble kind of trying to squeeze everything in there. And so I decided I was gonna give it a little makeover and try to make the most out of the space that I have. So I got a couple different things like this. I love how, oh, sorry about that, guys. I love how there is a little bin that can slide and make more room to the top of the cabinets. This literally looks like about the amount of cabinet space that I have. So I have this, a couple different bins, and just other stuff like that. So we are going to take everything out and just organize, and I'll share my tips and tricks along with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, you guys, so before I get started with the organizing, I thought I would give you a little before view. I don't keep a ton of stuff in my pantry because I like to try to eat mostly fresh foods, emphasis on try. So I often don't buy a lot of pantry items, but here is a little general before. I really want my pantry space to look like perfection. So with that being said, I am super excited to get started on this space. I think I'm gonna start by just taking everything out. So let's go ahead and do that. So the very first item that I want to utilize is this guy. So by using this, I'm literally going to be able to double my space right here. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm gonna put some of Honey's like treats and stuff in here. I have lots of little bags like this that I think that I might just throw in there. And then what I think I'm going to do is take this bucket and put all of my boxed products in it. And what I like to do when I'm organizing is keep a lot of like similar items together. So for example, obviously I'm putting the dog stuff together, and then I'm going to take this bucket and I'm going to put all of like the boxed food items in this. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, you guys, so now I have another exact same set of these guys. So I am going to put this, is that too big? Just kidding, guys. This one doesn't fit, so I'm gonna have to rethink my strategy a little bit. What I think I'm going to do is I am actually going to take the dog treats out of this one and I'm going to use that to put my tea in. So let me do that real quick. So what I'm also realizing is that these 2 guys are too wide to go this way, but I can still utilize them the long way. So I am going to do that. So I'm gonna put this here. So now I wanna put all of my cereal boxes on this little empty space. And I actually used to have one of these guys for cereal, but this was just too small, and also I like to buy lots of different kinds of cereal. I don't have like one favorite. So for me, it's just gonna be easier to do the boxes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in there. I have these little containers which I am going to put on that top shelf. A lot of these are empty because I do need to go to the grocery store. I discovered that my granola, which is what I usually keep in this, was expired, so I just rinsed this out. I am going to put this guy as well as this guy on the top shelf, and then I'm gonna put this one on the bottom shelf. And obviously, if you have a bigger family and it's not just you living somewhere like me and you actually have a lot of stuff, you can fit more than just these guys on top of the shelf and underneath the shelf. Right now it's just me, so I don't have a lot of food in my pantry, but that is how I'm going to organize that. I ended up putting that up here, but I'm figuring out that I think it is too high for me. As you can see, I look really short right here. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put it down here. And then I'm just going to switch this bucket as well as the Lazy Susan. Okay, you guys, so I have all my little protein powders right here. I am going to put these guys at the very bottom just because honestly, I don't really reach for them as much. So I have these 2 guys right there as well as a couple of these guys. So these are all going to go on the very bottom. Okay, so I discovered that this little basket actually does fit into this, underneath this little table. So I'm gonna actually put that right there. As you can see, I really have a do as I go approach to organization, but that is going to be where I put that. I really like to just kind of play around and see what goes best where. I'm also going to put this other bucket of food right here. I love doing buckets to put all of my excess food in. That's just kind of random because it can kind of group it together into similar groups, as well as it helps it not to look just so cluttered if you have it in a nice little basket. So in this basket, I have both anything that's kind of like in jars, like peanut butter or coconut oil, as well as items that are in bags. So that is just personally how I like to organize it. So I have 2 more of these, and usually this is where I used to keep cereal, but I'm gonna figure out something else to do with that. And then this is where I keep extra pasta. So I think I'm also going to put it down here, kind of at the bottom. I'm putting that at the bottom even though it doesn't really go along with the protein powders, mainly because it's a really tall item, and so that is one of the taller shelf spaces. That is kind of the only place that is going to fit. So I'm gonna make that kind of like half protein powder, half extra containers of food. I also have these random jars. What I'm actually just going to do is just line them up on this side of the Lazy Susan. So I have like my balsamic vinegar, olive oil. I'll probably put that in front because I use that the most. Because I don't have a ton of those and don't really use them all the time except the olive oil, I don't necessarily need to see them all lined up. So I'm just putting the olive oil in the front and then stacking the other 2 behind each other. Okay, you guys, so Honey wants to join me for this one. So you guys, for the final touches, I ended up putting a big old bag of Honey's dog food at the very top. You can't really see it. It's not as important because I think I'm going to donate it, mainly because I switched Honey's food because this one was kind of making her tummy hurt. And so I'm going to be getting rid of that. And then I ended up putting her 2 little bags of dog treats. She perked up there. I ended up putting them next to that bucket just because there was space for them right there. So yeah, I am pretty much done. I'll give you guys kind of a full glimpse in just a second of what my pantry looks like. I think it looks so much better than it did. I definitely feel like I have a lot more space in it. And if you're like me and you have a very small pantry, hopefully these tips and tricks can help you to fix up your pantry and just make the most out of this space that is given to you. So let's go ahead and get a final glimpse of the finished product. Say hi, honey. Say hi. Hi, baby. She's like, you gonna give me those treats now? Mwah. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look of my pantry. I think that it looks so much better. As you guys can see, with just a couple of small touches and a couple of little changes, you can make a huge difference in your pantry or cabinets or whatever you're trying to organize. It just takes a little bit to make that space go from almost nothing to a ton of space. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Also, hit that thumbs up if you appreciated Honey's appearance in this video. I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday, so be sure to stay tuned for those. Bye, guys.